Hi guys, CeeChronicles here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're joining me for the very first time, I post fragrance related content on this platform and would very much appreciate it if you did consider subscribing. And to those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Now, as seen on the thumbnail, I have grouped 20 fragrances from the Middle East that would make ideal gifts for men. Some of them are unisex, but I feel if you were looking to gift a man a fragrance, especially from the Middle Eastern houses, any one of these fragrances would do. I'm going to pick a fragrance and then tell you why I thought to qualify it on this video. So the very first one, guys, is going to be from the latest LFA Pride Collection. This one is called Le Collection d'Antique 1910. What a mouthful, right? Now, this fragrance, based on, I've sprayed it here so that I can just remind myself about the scent itself. In as much as this fragrance has got that bike there, you'd expect a smoky, maybe very leathery type of fragrance, ideal to gift a man's man type of situation. Well, I would say based on appearance, of course, you could gift this particular fragrance to that type of a man, you know, the tattoo biker type of man. But the scent profile in itself is shockingly a soft profile, though it does lean masculine. Okay, so it has like a warm softness to it, built around a tonka, some patchouli, there's spices, a bit of some aromaticness to this fragrance, and woods. So this would be ideal as a gift to a gentle giant, because it doesn't exactly smell like what you would expect it to smell like, considering that it has that protruding bike there. So that is our number one, guys, Le Collection d'Antique 1910 of the LFA Pride Collection. Second on the lineup, guys, as a suggestion which would not fail, even as a blind buy, LFA Blue Shine. I'm not going to show you just Latafas here. I have fragrances from different houses, so it's not just going to be about the Latafas, but what I do with most of my videos is I do try to include quite a number of Latafas because they are accessible. Now, LFA Blue Shine is your aquatic fragrance built around a salty note, so do expect like a salty marine tone to this fragrance, but it is aromatic there with the rosemary like doing the most. So it's going to be your spicy to some even herbal type of situation going on here. This is going to be ideal for any age group actually, and the DNA is pretty difficult not to like. It's called LFA Blue and it is inspired by Profundo. The third fragrance, guys, is going to be a no-brainer, especially if you are not sure about the character of the individual that you want to gift. If you're not sure about this individual's likes, dislikes, this one is very difficult not to like. It is just your fragrance that is crowd pleasing, masculine leaning, drawing its inspiration from the 1 million range there, and ideal for any age group as well. It's called Hayti Royale and it's from Fragrance World. On fourth position, guys, is going to be from the Club de Nuit range, and this is of a moth. This one's called Iconic. This fragrance, guys, is one that I would recommend as a gift to that gentleman who cleans up real nice, suit and tie, even that very clean, casual type of look. But this is also a gentleman who catches flights, not feelings, okay? This is a gentleman who signs checks. This is a gentleman who closes deals. This is a gorgeous fragrance, guys. Aromatic, spicy there. A touch of a bitter tone coming from the grapefruit is what you expect from this fragrance. Blue without being your stereotype blue fragrance. Drawing its inspiration from Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. It is just an awesome fragrance, guys. I wear it myself in as much as it is marketed for men. So this is recommendation number 4, Club de Noi Iconic. Now, Azra is here as a recommendation for that person who probably has a fragrance collection already, or who just loves fragrances. In terms of character, I'm going to say this you can gift to that adventurous type of men. This is going to come across as complex and very odd to the person who likes fragrances like, for instance, this, you know, that traditional DNA that I was talking about here. You won't get from Oud Azra. This is a little bit of oud. There is some honey in this fragrance, cinnamon forward, very spicy. They're complex, thick, even winter leaning. So if you are to give this fragrance to somebody, just make sure that they have either a host of fragrances or are open-minded. But it is a fragrance, again, that I can say if they're not too big on fragrances, this might actually draw them in because it has that addictive quality to it. It's here and it's sitting on our number 5. So I did bring you a video on Milestone Fragrances, and I did decide to isolate this one for this particular video. Why? Because this one draws its inspiration recommendation from Frederic Mau's Promise, and it does actually stick to the theme. The other ones that they have released are neither here nor there. It is a fragrance built around rose, woods and spices, a little bit of some leather there, but very patchouli forward. Another one that has a little bit of some complexity there, but it has a sweetness and that fruitiness that is quite easy to get used to. So it is a recommendation, guys, sitting on our number 6, Milestone Primegusta. I thought to add here, guys, built around the Gumin DNA of Tiziana Terenzi. I thought to put this one for a person who wants to gift a fragrance to a niche snob. So if you know somebody who loves the orgies, as in the original fragrances, who is crazy about niche fragrances, you could possibly purchase this for them just to see their reaction, to see if they will think it is close enough. This is off Maison Alhambra, guys, and do expect an enjoyable floral fruity fragrance there. It has a serving of a lot of things, even turning a little boozy in the process. It's sitting on our number 7 and it's called Gusta. Astaf's Guide is a fragrance I will recommend for that man's man. This is a fragrance you want to gift, that biker that we were talking about at the beginning of the video. This is what I would have expected to be packaged in that. I mean, just off visual expectations, if you know what I mean. But of course, this is doing its own thing. I get a hardcore fragrance here, very tobacco forward, leather as well, woods and spices. So this is one that you want to gift that very handy man, that person who sometimes even keeps a beard because they really, are not that fussed up that much, but also wanting to smell good and have no problem with tobacco smelling fragrances, because this one has a prominent tobacco note that can come across as off-putting, say if you were to gift it to maybe a religious person or a person who has a problem with tobacco smell, with a tobacco smell altogether. It's called Guide and it's from the house of Asta. Number 9 and 10 are going to be these fragrances, guys. This one is called Noof, and this one on number 10 is Infini Absolute, and it's from the house Kadlash. This is from Paris Corner. I am showing you both of them at the same time because these fragrances are built around pineapple, but there are grave differences to these two fragrances. This Noof is going to appeal to that guy who loves photorealistic fruity fragrances, because this makes it more about the pineapple and everything else in the background. So this is going to be for that guy who loves their fragrances built around fruits, not so much on the woods or leather or anything like that, but it does carry a pineapple note that I get from this one. The juiciness of the pineapple here can appeal to even somebody as young as, the teens going up to whatever age group. So this is going to be safe for any age group. And while Infini Absolute is going to have that pineapple, but the pineapple works in tandem with woods, spices, think a little bit maybe of leather or even suede, if I'm not mistaken, and there is also a touch of smokiness. The DNA that they use to build this fragrance is the Creed Aventis DNA, but then they gave it that twist. So this is going to appeal again to the men, somebody who likes their fragrances with that quintessential masculine tone to them, although fruity. Okay, so there is quite a difference between the two. I just didn't want to say on number 9 is a pineapple forward fragrance, on number 10 is a pineapple forward fragrance. This I just thought to give you as a choice as to who you are gifting. Noof is strictly for that person who loves fruits uninterrupted, of course anchored by some other notes but not doing the most. This one is going to have the pineapple distinct, but of course with working with the woods, everything giving each other a turn, and the lasting power of this one is on steroids. So that was our number 9 and 10. Gift suggestion number 11 is going to be AIB Dubai. Now, this is a unisex fragrance, guys, and when I did my ratings for the Latafas, I gave this one my least rating, simply because it is a fragrance that is very thick to me. And if you are in a hot climate, I'm going to say this is one fragrance that maybe you want to test before you gift somebody or you blind buy for yourself. However, this would make a great scent for that person who loves their fragrances different, dark, smoky, even thick, caramelly, winter leaning to an extent. An adventurous person is the one to gift this fragrance. Somebody who is open-minded, somebody who is not into the traditional fragrances, say for instance like this, and somebody who doesn't mind being surprised in terms of scent discovery, or somebody who has a huge collection. Age group, because of its complexity, I'm going to say this is one that's going to appeal to anybody from the 20s going upwards, because the DNA can come across as a little too much if you are gifting somebody younger. So this one, guys, is called AIB Dubai, and it's on our number 11. Magnificent Pour from the house of Armaf is sitting on our number 12 as a suggestion. This has got a green tone to it, so I thought to add it here. If you have or know somebody in mind that you want to gift a fragrance that is green toned, there is a twist here, guys, because of that galbanum note that comes across as a foresty. They're giving it like a green touch. It is built around citruses, spices, and woods. I would gift this one, guys, to somebody who doesn't like their fragrances linear, an explorer, somebody who likes to be surprised, because this transitions from one stage to the other. Just when you think you've nailed it, it will open a new page and a new page and a new page. However, keeping that light greenness with it, they're working together with those spices and the woods. It's called Magnificent Pour and it's sitting, guys, on our number 12. Kahlil Lux is a fragrance that I would suggest you purchase for somebody who loves artistry in fragrances. By artistry in fragrances, I mean the way fragrances are not exactly being done in a traditional way. This fragrance, guys, has chocolate listed as a note, but if you just go in there and expect to smell chocolate, it's going to surprise you. There is a boozy sourness that carries this chocolate. It is a very unique fragrance, a fragrance that's going to come across as complex to a lot of people. So this, I would say, gift somebody who, again, maybe has a large collection, who is open-minded, who loves to explore different fragrances, and whom is a mature person, because it is a complex fragrance that might come across as odd for some, but definitely going to tick the boxes for any man who loves boozy fragrances. It's from Paris Corner and it's called Kahlil Lux. Ebony Fume, guys, is sitting on our number 14, and I thought to drop it here if you want to gift somebody who is looking for a complex fragrance, but not maybe as complex as the Kahlil Lux, right? Maybe not as complex as the Oud Azra, but not traditional either. So this is not going to give you like your department store traditional type of smell of a fragrance. It is ideal for men because it has that woody tone to it, leather, tobacco, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of spices make up this fragrance, and there is a smoky undertone to it. So it is going to depend on who you want to gift. But if it's a person who does not like the traditional type of or traditional style of fragrances, but wants a fragrance that's safe enough not to be too extreme in terms of being odd, then Ebony Fume might do it for them. Lattafa's Royal Sapphire is a recommendation sitting on number 15. Ideal for that man who loves the fragrances to smell sweet, however not losing that masculine tone to them. There is that BR540 type of DNA in the background of this fragrance, but it does have that masculine piercing thing that you won't get from the traditional BR540, making it stand out a little and making it distinct as a masculine scent in that regard. So it's here as a recommendation on our number 15. On 16th position is from Swiss Arabian, and this one's called Voila. This, to my nose, guys, is a fragrance that just screams old money. This is a fragrance you want to gift somebody who loves to enjoy their fragrances, as opposed to that person who loves to wear fragrances so that they are either noticed or for compliments. This just says to me, I'm a gentleman, a polite gentleman. I love to smell good, but I just love to enjoy my fragrance without my fragrance necessarily making me stick out. This is why I said it gives me that luxury old money type of feel. It's a Voila, and it's from the house of Swiss Arabian. Tawil is on 17th position from the house of Lattafa, and this, I would say, would make an ideal gift for that private guy, okay? An enigma, a man who doesn't do a lot of talking, a man who likes to keep his affairs private. This just screams to me a fragrance I would give to somebody who's wise, even a father figure, okay? A person who's lived their life, not in terms of age, but a person who's just doing their own thing. You know, they're in their own lane. They're not there to compete with anybody. They're not there to show off whatever they have. Tawil is going to make a great gift for that type of person, guys. An Enigma. Number 18 is going to be Anam Silver. Okay, this is a fragrance that a lot of gentlemen are likely going to love, all right? This has a bit of some Azra Wanted Night in it, but it is very aromatic and spicy there. So if you know somebody who likes woody aromatic fragrances but with a tone or with a touch of freshness, this one is going to do it. It's also got that crowd pleasing appeal, but without being ordinary, if you will, like without being like the rest of them in the department store. It does stand out a little bit because of that aromatic tone to it. It will make an ideal gift for any man, really, because it's very hard not to like. It's called Anam Silver and it's on position number 18. Now, the last two, one I have, one I do not have. This one's called Panther, the other one is called GA. I'm still looking at the bottle in case you want to see the bottle. I broke this one while I was doing my 100 Latafas, but I still haven't thrown the bottle away, because when it comes to disposing of bottles, you know, you have to be careful. I'm not going to repurchase GA, not that it's a bad fragrance, but because it's an okay DNA, right? These two, Panther and GA, do not smell the same, but they feel like if you went into a department store, you know how a department store, that counter where they're selling male fragrances kind of smells like? That quintessential, like your obvious crowd-pleasing masculine DNA. I get that from the two of these fragrances. So these are going to be easy to give to anybody who is laid back, who just loves to smell good, somebody who's straightforward, who doesn't like, you know, fragrances that need them to kind of brainstorm or crack their heads to figure them out. These are just your quintessential masculine scents that are crowd pleasing and easy to like. One is called Panther and the other one is called GA, and they are the last two that I recommend that you may want to consider if you're gifting somebody either this festive season or for a birthday or just a general gift. So those are the 20 fragrance recommendation, guys. I know there's more out there, which of course, as we add more, if I manage to update this list, I will. But for now, those are the ones that I can just outright pinpoint and give to you, and I hope you found them helpful. If there are other suggestions, of course, you can drop them in the comment section. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in that comment section where we obviously discuss more about fragrances. Please remember to like and share this video. It does help this channel a lot, and while you're at it, turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.